So it's on Thursday nights, 8 Central on NBC. How did the opportunity for Spartan Ultimate Challenge first present itself to you?
So Spartan Ultimate Team Challenge, which is on Thursday nights on NBC, 8 Central, it presented itself through A. Smith Corporation, A. Smith and Company, as this opportunity to host this next team challenge. I mean, they've done American Ninja Warrior, and where they've done a fantastic job in terms of man against course. Now it's teams, right? And people have to start, and they have to finish together. And they have to go through this mile-long obstacle course challenge where it ultimately culminates in the slip wall. And through this mile-long obstacle course challenge, it culminates in the slip wall, and you just start to see people start to become, the Spartans that they are and the teammates that they are, because, where they have come through and they've been through a lot of different things, they ultimately want to win the $250,000. I only look forward to being able to kind of go to different countries and people see and ask the questions about Spartan, because I know that, although it's shown here domestically, everybody wants to be a part of the show. I've had many conversations with those that are in NASCAR, like Austin Dillon and Ty Dillon and Stenhouse Jr. and a lot of other people that are involved in sports. I just got off the phone with Mark Schlereth, who played in the NFL and also does a lot of TV shows and has his own podcast. And, people just come up to me and say, hey, man, I want to compete on Spartan. I'm like, you know what? Keep pubbing it and keep talking about it. It comes on every night. It comes on every Thursday at 9 o'clock on NBC. And, the more you talk about it, the more opportunity we have to have the next season.
You have such a variety of competitors, from people with functional strength to people with pure gym strength. As you've watched the competitors run the course, which type of strength do you think has been most successful in completing the course?
I'd say the most important strength on Spartan is your mental strength, because you as a leader or you as a follower still have to be able to follow, be able to lead. And through the different obstacle courses, different people, including yourself, might break down, and ultimately you have to mentally get over that hurdle. And I think that's what the obstacles represent, from the very beginning to the very end. And yeah, the drive and the motivation is at $250 at the very end, $250,000.
Right.
But I think if that's your only drive and motivation, you won't win. You won't conquer it, because the greatest drive and motivation, within your mentality is for something and to strive for something greater than yourself.
Absolutely. As the competitors have run through the course, I'm sure you've watched them go through a whole variety of emotions. Have there been some really funny moments that have occurred with the competitors on the course?
Yeah, there's definitely been some funny moments. People jumping off the log swing and a lake swing, sometimes one at a time, two at a time. Some people just vault themselves over. Other times, people that just through brute strength can lift things that you've never seen before. And then, there have been some unfortunate occurrences, because believe it or not, this is a show that is very real. There's nothing staged or predicted beforehand. Anything can happen while people are out there. And so while there are moments of comedy, there's also moments of trial and tribulation. And ultimately, it all comes together at the very end, at the finish line.
Has there been a moment as an observer where you watched a competitor struggle and you got a little emotional watching them overcome a hurdle?
Well, as Kyle and I sort of sit this perch above and watch people, you definitely become invested in the stories of many people. You become invested in their competition, and you cheer for people. Cheer for teams. And there have been some amazing teams along the way. Dream Team, many immigrants that have come from different places in the world. Team Grit, Team One Step Ahead, Brotherly Love. There's so many different teams, Farm Strong, and you want to see them conquer because they all have different dynamics. They all start off on the same foot, and they all end up in the same place, but they go through different things along the way. And I think emotionally, that's why people are connected to the show, because it happens to them as well.
And finally, a couple questions from our tweeters. Daniel would like to know, during your time in the NFL, who had the most interesting pregame ritual?
I think pregame rituals are sort of abundant, and I don't know who had the most interesting. I'd say when you watch out on the field, you might see a guy like Ray Lewis and he sort of does his dance, and people love watching that. But then you have guys behind the scenes that will only eat like a cup of oatmeal and be so exact with the things that they want to do before they get to the game. Or you can even see in the locker room those that might put one pant leg on and then the next pant leg on. If they do it the wrong way, then they have to start all over again. So, from dances to food to putting your clothes on, everybody's got a different style of their pregame ritual.
And one more from our follower, Michael. What do you miss most about the game, about football?
Well, I'd say I reminisce about the game. I don't necessarily miss it. But I would say the one thing I do reminisce most about is the locker room. It's a team atmosphere where it's no holds bar. And that's really when someone cares about you, is because everything's out there. You know everything about the person. And that's what true teams are made of. And I'd say it's the same way when you're thinking about Spartan. When people just put it all out there and they're our team, they can cross the finish line first.
Any chance we'll get to see you on the course in an AllStar Edition at some point during the season or maybe in subsequent seasons?
If I could call the race at the same time that I'm on it, I think that'd be the premier host, right? If I could run the race and have a headset while I am calling my own challenges along the way, I think that'd be pretty fun. And who knows what'll happen. The reason why this show is where it is today is because we're willing to take those chances, and we hope to be able to do so.
That's awesome. Well, it's definitely a fantastic show. Continued success, and we definitely will keep tuning in every Thursday.
Thursday night, 9 p.m., 8 Central on NBC. Make sure everybody checks out Spartan, Ultimate Team Challenge.
All right.